In honor of the 25th anniversary of The Sims, here is my fan cast for Margot Robbie's movie. In case you missed it, Margot Robbie bought the rights to The Sims last year, and she's apparently working on it. I don't know what the plot will be, but I am humbly suggesting that we follow the game with the richest lore, The Sims 2. We set it in Pleasantview, and we lock in. In case you don't know, when you first start playing the game, the neighborhood of Pleasantview, the iconic goth family from The Sims 1, and also The Sims 3 and 4, they've continued their iterations for all 25 years of the franchise, but I'm specifically setting it in The Sims 2 because this is the game with the best lore. Bella Goth has gone missing. I am suggesting Mark Ruffalo to play Mortimer. I know he's a little bit younger, but in The Sims 2, the ages are weird. So elders can be anywhere from 60 to 90. So we're just gonna set him around that 60 age range. Rosario Dawson to play Miss Bella Goth, who is missing. I also thought about Morena Baccarin, but I don't see her in a lot of things. No offense, no shade. So she has the right look, I think, but I don't know about her chops. For the goth daughter, Cassandra Goth, I suggested Sophie Wilde from Talk to Me and Baby Girl. She is a movie star. She is coming, and we are not ready for her takeover. For the goth son, Alexander, I suggested Adam DeMarco from The White Lotus because he has the right look. Obviously, we're going to age them up a little bit so that everyone is kind of in a more general age range, but this is what the family will look like all together. In the game, there are a couple of people implicated in Bella's disappearance. Some of them happen to be the Caliente sisters, who are Dina at the top, who would be played by Ana de Armas, and Nina, her sister, who is kind of a disaster. Great, she has a heart of gold, but she's a mess, played by Isa Gonzalez. The T, and the reason a lot of people hate Mortimer, is that in The Sims 2, after Bella is missing, Mr. Mortimer gets engaged to Dina. So they are also brother and sister-in-law because Dina was married to Bella's brother. So it's a mess. The night of Bella's disappearance, they lured her over to Don Lothario's apartment. These two had something to do with it, and we get hints of their alien heritage if you look in their family trees. And I know that this sounds crazy if you've never played the game. For Don Lothario himself, I couldn't find any Italian actors in their 40s, so I said Joe Manganiello, who's almost 50. He's a little bit too old and a little bit too hot. In the game, Don Lothario is a doctor with a condo, and he's sleeping with a bunch of people in the town, but he's supposed to be a little bit sleazy. He's supposed to be a little bit of a joke, and Joe Manganiello is a little bit too hot and a little bit too bigger, clean cut, but he has the right look. And if anyone has a database of Italian actors, please send them to me. Oh, how can I forget? So Don was implicated in the disappearance of Bella, but the T is he was also engaged to Cassandra. At the beginning of the game, when you load the Goth household, they are scheduled to get married, and if you go through with the wedding, he will inevitably, because it's programmed into the game, leave her at the altar. A lot of people set Cassandra up with her friend, Darren Dreamer, who I suggest to be played by Aldous Hodge, who is very hot and having a moment right now based on that show that was on Amazon. And for his son, Dirk Dreamer, I suggested to be played by Ashton Sanders from Moonlight. The Dreamers are intimately involved with the Pleasant family, who was also in The Sims 1. So the dad, Daniel Pleasant, I suggested to be played by Damian Lewis, who does a great American accent and is, a handsome ginger. He's also a little bit sleazy and he has the right look for it, the character, not the actor. For Mary Sue Pleasant, who is reviled by the fandom, but I love her and I stand by her. That's my sister, that's my queen. I suggested Ali Wong in a serious role because I loved her in Beef and I think she has the chops. I was thinking of other Asian actresses of this age range, and I think that Gemma Chan is too polished and too severe to be taken seriously as a politician who's getting cheated on, right? And I think Constance Wu is the right age but not the right vibe. And then I think, unfortunately for realism, I don't think it would be fair to just cast random ginger actresses as Angela and Lilith Pleasant, who also popped up in The Sims 4 somehow. The lore of the games is all messed up, so you just have to take them all as individual universes. But I suggested Chase Sui Wonders to play Lilith and Havana Rose Liu to play Angela. And Dirk Dreamer is dating Lilith, and Angela is dating Dustin Broke, who I suggested to be played by Drew Starkey, his brother to be played by Docker Montgomery from Stranger Things, and their mom, Brandy Broke, to be played by Allison Brie, who has the perfect look, not necessarily the perfect vibe, because Brandy lives in a trailer park and has all these kids and is supposed to be a little bit trashy, but she's very pretty, so Allison Brie can play her. I do not think that the movie should be The Truman Show or Barbie because we just did that. I think it should just be the plot. I don't necessarily need the awakening hand of God moment, but I fear that is what we're gonna get. And if anybody on the Lucky Chap team is watching, I am available to consult because I know everything about this game, so hit me up.